Freedom in the big lie. Opportunity. Free speech. Free working hands. Free thinking. All of the professors in the colleges and the doctors and the hospitals and the medical researchers and the universities are denying the information in front of anybody's eyes now. Going towards the same system with processes as a place like China or Russia or any other example other than the government in the United States of America. Being Muslim in China, being Tibetan, doesn't involve any of what gets talked about in the Constitution here in the USA. And the focus and the concentration with the word white, race, ethnicity, privilege, racist, failure, so on and so forth, are not acknowledging American superiority with the illusion of culture and dialect and noticeable human features, skin color, tone of voice, volume of the sound from the words and the language being spoken out loud now. The anarchists, the political activists with their rifles and their pistols and their powerful weapons and their gold, their flashiness, their consciousness, they spread like flowers outside of the grocery store now. They are only now because there is a place in the world where they can say what they want and do whatever they choose within the limits of the system in place called the government to keep people safe and to not have another place like China, Russia, or anyone who wants to move in now. Going over to Alaska, just take over Alaska. They like Alaska, let's take it over. And the peaceful hippies here in the United States of America have to watch in this world I'm talking about now. And everybody wants to use the analogy from the old days, fighting against war and handing out weapons also simultaneously now. In the old days, doing drugs and losing track of, now declaring the problem with now. The heartache, the tenseness from my chest has to do with the big lie of opportunity. everybody being able to just take over whatever they want, anybody to declare, as long as they're in power, what the limits are now. No matter what those choices do to freedom and the word opportunity. Businesses smashed and ruined, and owners moving out of state to Arizona and other places. And the person who's supposed to help eliminate this process I'm talking about now joins the process of destruction, talks to the big boss, and they maneuver to take the process to the federal government and eventually destroy the system in place now. Freedom has always been a word I've heard in school. I've heard from people talk about who have served in the military as the goal. The work being done now has to do with the accomplishment of achieving freedom in the world now, here in the United States of America. Offering assistance and help to those who plead for the same circumstances in their homes, in their villages, in their cities, in their towns. And not only has the goal of freedom been reached now, the success involved has been removed from all discussion, all language, all thought, all thinking, all words, all letters, mathematically reduced to zero. To allow the new system, the new government, starting over now, to reach power and get rid of all of the problems we have in the world now. Speeding up time, making the process faster and quicker. But not describing how to motivate, how to inspire after finally reaching the aspiration and deciding against success. Deciding that success makes no difference allows failure, anger, resentment, poverty, suffering, hunger, despair, and more free stuff given by those who are fortunate enough to be intelligent and powerful and strong and wise. The big lie has to do with opportunity not only working in the word people hate the most, capitalism, more accurately described as economy now. But with being able to be free and denied the right to meet the demands of the socially elite. The people who can connect so well on the internet and bond so awesomely. Everyone wants to join them now. Freedom has nothing to do with joining. Freedom has nothing to do with now. Freedom has to do with now. Not being described as a failure from the language I used now, from the hand in front of the video camera now. Freedom has to do with being able to go to the school, read the book, live in an apartment with confusion and disarray, and choose bravery and honor and courage over drugs and stimulus and sex, friends and lovers and elders. Freedom happens when there's no behavior anymore now. Freedom is recognizable from the end of words and language now. Paintings and drawings and symbols and objects now. And the minutes going by freely and calmly and relaxingly, the seconds intensely, the days frustratingly, and the years painstakingly. The biggest stimulus in the world has nothing to do with some word or language or description given by someone who's got a fucking microphone in their hand with a machine gun on their shoulder. The biggest benefit the world has ever seen has been the goal and the success of being able to do what I'm saying now and be what I'm describing now. Not having to go to some classroom to learn about some propaganda from some big, nearly white, ethnic, racial leader who's described as Asian and this part of China and this part of Tibet, they took over to rule, to restrict. The accomplishment of a goal gives peace, happiness, and most of all, calm before death. The end.